Hi all, good morning, good evening. Welcome to day 2 of our exclusive training, Datadog, APM and Observability Masterclass, right? So as part of this training, we are going to learn how we can do the application performance monitoring and, observability with the help of Datadog, guys. We're going to learn about the different features of Datadog as well as the different capabilities of Datadog, the architecture of Datadog. And in the previous session, we have already completed the demo session as well as the day 1, right? And in that, we have discussed about uh, the monitoring and observability concepts. What is monitoring? What is observability? Are the same? Are they different? Right? So all those things are the different uh, points related to monitoring and observability we have discussed, guys. So we will now go to the APM tools. Okay, we'll go to the APM tools. So I'll start sharing my screen. But before I start, guys, anyone has any queries from the previous session? Well, so I'll take it as a no. So I hope you all enjoyed the previous session as well. So let me start sharing
Hey,
this.
Chandra, I have one
Yeah,
question there
tell
for
me.
regarding observability. See, you said additional next level of monitoring for the applications is observability. Like say, where traditional monitoring we won't do RCA, but whereas observability we'll do RCA and all, right? So see, as my knowledge, like we are every P1, P2s and all, we are doing RCA, but what additional we are doing for the observability part? RCA we already covering in the monitoring, but I just want to, I got a little confused about last session. So apart from RCA, what do you have any other coverage in this year? Reactive,
Yes.
proactive, all these are we are covering in the monitoring. This all we are doing in the monitoring only. What extra we are doing? That's what I wanted to know from you, your experience.
Sure. Okay, now, yes. Now, for example, as you mentioned, right? So previous, let's say there is some issue in the application, right? Then when we provide, we raise a defect, for example, the development team will analyze the issue and will try to find out the root cause of the issue and will resolve it. Clear? That is with respect to a defect in the application. Similarly, if there is an issue with the infrastructure in production, for example, the monitoring team, the support teams, they will basically try to resolve that issue. And when they are trying to resolve that issue, they will definitely do the root cause analysis, as you mentioned. But so, so the capability, or basically when their team would be doing the RCA, they would be considering the different metrics, whatever they have got from the tool. Now, okay, now I'll add one question to that. So when you say you are doing the RCA, are you doing the RCA as part of so with the help of any particular tool, or you are doing it on your own? Means by looking into the different metrics, by correlating those metrics.
Yeah, we are using the all the tools available in the production. Like for example, like infra tool or network tool, all we are consolidating and then capturing the
Yes,
metrics. Yeah.
very good. So you are using different tools over there. Yes or no? Means
Yes.
for this, for network monitoring, you would be going to tool X. For let's say CPU utilize or the host monitoring or the infrastructure monitoring, you would be going to tool Y, right? For let's say the application side, the the services, the database, and all, you would be going to tool Z. Okay. Now you have to take the metrics from all the tools and then correlate them and then try to find out the root cause. But what if I say you can do all these things in a single tool? Isn't that great? I can
Okay.
I can basically do the infrastructure monitoring. I can do the database monitoring. I can do the services monitoring. I can do the network monitoring in a single tool. And that tool is basically going to analyze the data, and it is going to also provide me its own root cause analysis. So instead of me starting from the scratch by correlating all the different metrics, the tool will do some analysis for me and provide me the initial feedback or initial, analysis from its own. And that would be a good starting point for me instead of starting from zero. Yes or no?
So you mean to say instead of going multiple tools?
Instead of going to multiple tools, you can do all of them in a single tool.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay, no?
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Because prior to this tool, prior to Datadog or let's say Dynatrace, all this observability, for God's sake, monitoring was happening, right? People were analyzing the infrastructure, people were monitoring the infrastructure, they were resolving issues. But that was a big headache. Are you getting me?
Mhm.
But now with these tools, your capability is increasing multifold. You don't have to spend so much of effort. So the time within which you can resolve one issue becomes very less. You can resolve the issues more quickly. So as a result, your time for recovery basically it reduces, right? So it is good for the customer, for the end users. Yes or no?
Yep. Yep. That's valid. Thank you.
Yeah. Understood now?
Yep.
Okay. I think you were asking some another question also, right? Or that was the question.
No, you covered pretty much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. Now, so we'll go to this topic, guys. So in the previous session, we have understood about monitoring and observability. Now we'll go to the tool point of view. And before going to the tool, I'll touch upon, some other topics basically, which will help you understand more about it. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Is it visible all of you? Can anyone confirm? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes, it's visual.
Thank you. So today, guys, we are going to see a few more things about APM, observability, and basically the tools. Okay, the curtain raiser, as I call it, guys. Okay, let's see this. Ring, right? Okay, your phone rings basically, and it is 4 a.m. in the morning. You only got home a few hours before. Okay, and as you know in IT, right, we almost spend 10 hours, 12 hours. So you spend almost 12 hours in the office with your team, getting to the bottom of some data corruption on a file share used by one of the critical applications. So that is, that was the third 12-hour bender this month, and it's starting to take a toll on your, body, your mind. Okay, you are planning a vacation. Okay, you are really tired. You want a break. You are planning for a vacation, and this happens. What happens? This phone rang at 4 a.m. Okay, you just got back home 2 hours before, and then you are just sleeping, and the phone rang. What happened? You answer the phone, and it's your manager case. So you don't want to speak, right? Most of the times. But yeah, you have to speak now. Some folks in London are unable to view their balance sheet reports from their reporting application. And they don't know why. As you know, users, right? Even if there is a small issue, they will highlight the customers, right? They will highlight as if, it has blocked everything, right? So they are unable to view the balance sheet reports in the reporting application, and they basically don't know why they are not able to do that. And probably you also might not know, right? By listening, just means by only hearing that they are not able to view. How can you also know, right? But you are the on-call person, so you have to wake up and figure this out. Again, so what do? You take to your phone, you go and check your phone to see if there is anything, any alert basically present in your email. Okay, which could have, which could give you some idea about that or any alert triggered. But what do you see? There are so many alerts, and it is very hard to keep track of them all. And then probably the alerts are not configured correctly. So 80% of those alerts are useless. So you were thinking, okay, I'll look into the alerts and I'll try to resolve the issue. But by looking into the alerts, you don't find any information and you feel that all these alerts are useless. So what you have to do? You have to log in and fix the issue. And you are just hoping that it is a simple error which you can fix quickly and again go to sleep. Right or not, guys? So this is basically the problem when it comes to application monitoring. Okay, the monitoring teams, if the application is going well and good, no issues at all. But whenever there is a problem, they have to fix them. Clear? So that is why, means this was just, an example, guys. So we will now come to the world of monitoring in an enterprise. Enterprise means big organizations. Yes or no? Guys, monitoring is a word which often gets tossed around. Do you think, everyone, tell me your thought. Whenever you are working in a project, do you think people take monitoring very seriously?
I would say they won't take consider seriously as long as
They-
when outage comes.
Yes. They will not consider it seriously. Yes. Monitoring is, not taken seriously. During the project phase also, during the testing phases also, they won't take it seriously. In many performance testing projects till date, you will see you will not have a proper monitoring or observability tool. Now, people only think that if we have a robust logging system, okay, if we have robust logging system, we are done with monitoring. But some people say if we just have proper alerts, then we are done with monitoring. But guys, they are not exclusive to each other. Yes or no? Like logging only cannot work. Similarly, alerting only cannot work. Everything like logging, alerting, like for example, Surendra was saying, right? I take the data from this application, and try to do the root cause. It's like that same thing over here. I have to go for different tools, let's say. But instead of that, if I have everything at one place and the tool is able to do that for me, that becomes really useful for me. Now, monitoring is basically, you are you are making the technology available or you are keeping the technology up and running by the means of monitoring. Which technology? That technology which is actually bringing business to you, right? The technology which your end users are using it. Any business guys, they will always want their customers to grow. They will always want profits to happen. But if any application doesn't cater to its users properly, or it is not available, it is down, let's say it is not having good performance, the user experience is not good, then the customers are not going to stay with that application. As a result of that, the cash flow, right, will become negative. But with the help of monitoring, we can keep that technology up and running. As a result, we can avoid that negative cash flow if you want. Yeah. So our enterprises, right, or our organizations, customers, they the monitoring team basically uses software-based instrumentation. Software-based instrumentation means we are using softwares to gather data to understand about our applications, such as they could be APIs, they could be agents. What will they do? They will gather the operational information about the hardware and the software across the enterprise infrastructure. Now, when I say hardware and software, who can tell me what they could be, guys? When I say hardware and software, what do I refer to?
Hardware means CPU, memory, server side infrastructure, that related information.
Yes, very good. And what is software?
Software, it's a kind of exceptions, transactional data inside the application, JVM, heap. These are the core. I mean, sorry, JVM is comes on infra only, but it's all about data inside the application, how the functionality data.
Very good. Or I can say my application is the application which is deployed. Yes or no? The application which is deployed, that is my software. And hardware, as you rightly mentioned, my infrastructure on which my application is deployed. Are you getting me? So that is my hardware and software. Yes or no, everyone? Across my enterprise infrastructure. So what is the best way to do this, guys? What is the best way to do the monitoring? Okay. Different people will have different answers. And it is not an easy task. So here, you all would have read Alice in Wonderland, I believe. If you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there. If you don't know, right, that where am I going, uh, whichever road you take, you think that you have reached the destination, right? Yes or no, everyone? So that is why we need to know, guys, what we want to do. Otherwise, we'll always think that whatever we have done, we have achieved our goal. Okay. So it's very, very important to know your objective, to know your goals. So we have learned about metrics in the previous session. Now, whenever we are working with metrics, guys, there are some questions which are essential to be asked and to be answered. What is present in my infrastructure when I am monitoring it? Okay. What all things are present in my infrastructure? It is hardware and software, but that software could be different softwares. It may not be only one application. I may not be asked to monitor only one application. My enterprise could have 50, 60 applications. And for each application, they will not hire one or two people to monitor it, right? So whoever is monitoring, they will probably be responsible for multiple applications, multiple infrastructure. So as a monitoring team or as a support team, right? Whoever is monitoring the infrastructure and the application, they need to know what is present. What is present in my infrastructure, my servers, what is deployed. Now, whatever is present, is it working or not? Okay. Whatever is present, it is working or not, guys. That I need to know. Now, if it is working or not, how do I know? For that, I have to have that knowledge of its working. I have to have the knowledge of its working. Yes or no? Now, when I say is it working, okay, that could be working. But how well is it working, guys? This is also very, very important. Yes or no? For example, recently you all would have filed your income tax returns, right? In India, I'm specifically referring to India. There is a website, okay? went for a toss. Normally, the deadline is 31st of July. This year, they extended it to 15th of September. And you won't believe, the means I had filed it very long back, but when I on social media, it was all over there. The website in the last 4 to 5 days, it went for a toss. 15th September till 7 p.m., 8 p.m., the income tax department is boasting of, 6 crores IT returns have been filed, 7 crores IT returns have been filed. And then what happened, guys? Literally, you all can go and check this. I'm not sure if you all are aware or not. At around 11:45 p.m. or 11:48 p.m. I think it was 11:45 p.m. At 11:45 p.m. in the night, the department is, putting a notice that it has been extended for one more day. Are you getting me? Means they they are seeing that yes, it is not working, or they are getting the complaints from the different users that it is not working. Still, they are in they're not able to accept it, or probably they have accepted it, but they are in a dilemma what to do. For some it is working, for some it is not working. So for whomever it is working, they will say, okay, it is working, right? But it is not working well. Yes or no, everyone? So one application only works for few users, or let's say 50% users are able to use the application. That is also not good. At least 95%, 99%, or 90% users should be able to use the application. And that application should meet the SLS case. Then only we can say that the application is working well. Do you all agree with me or not? You all can go and check this, guys. Okay. So it was extended for one more day because it is a government application, and that too of the Indian government, right? So we know how things work in India, right? So because that is an application of the government of India, so you all know who currently has developed that application, right? So they are able to, get, basically get rid of it, or they, because I did not see any news that government of India has, put a penalty of so and so money or something like that. Nothing. But just imagine if it would be some private customer, okay? Or let's say we are a service company and we are working for any customer in the US or UK, or let's say in the Europe, then they would have, simply penalized us. Are you getting me? So that is why, guys, it is very, very important that an application should not only work, but it should also work well. And then this is very, very important, guys. For it to work well, we must also know that how much is present, okay? How much is present, and out of this, how much, okay? Out of this, how much, what percentage is being used? For example, in my infrastructure, I have, let's say, in one of my application server, I have 8-core CPU or 16-core CPU or 16 processors, basically 16 processors, 16-core CPU is there. Now, out of that, I need to also know that what is the utilization, right? Who knows? 16-core also might not be sufficient. Yes or no, guys? So every time I have to know that how much is present, and out of that, how much, what percentage is being used. So we should always, when we are doing the monitoring, we should always be aware of the answers to these questions, everyone. Now, once you know the answers, right, then you can do different types of monitoring, or we do different types of monitoring, right? We have infrastructure monitoring, we have network monitoring, right? We have application monitoring. So the infrastructure and network comes as hardware, right? Application, user experience, these all come as software. And if I can do all these things in a single application, that really enhances my capability, guys. That really enhances my capability. Are all of you clear? Any questions still? Guys, we have one term, right? That is capacity planning. People think that by simply increasing the infrastructure or the hardware, my application will, be up and running. Application will have good performance. That might not be the solution always, guys. That might not be the solution always. So many times it has been seen that improper capacity planning has been done. Okay, improper capacity planning has been done. So capacity planning becomes very, very important. Proper planning needs to be done, guys. So capacity planning is the process of predicting and forecasting the need for IT infrastructure resources. Okay, this has to do with the infrastructure, guys. How much infrastructure you need. Now, when the application is being developed, your solution architect, okay, your development team, primarily your solution architect. The solution architect will understand, okay, the requirement of the application, how much hardware is required. And when I'm talking about hardware, again, I will have different vendors providing those hardwares, right? So I'll have to analyze them properly and then procure the servers or procure the infrastructure accordingly. Or let's say if I'm going for a cloud solution, so I have to understand everything else. Then it's those decisions are not taken, just like that. Okay, so very thoughtful exercise goes behind them. But everyone is not good in capacity planning. Everyone is not good in capacity planning. So whenever capacity planning is being done, your present environment capacity needs to be considered. Okay, your present environment capacity need to be considered, as well as your future requirements need to be analyzed. Your future requirements need to be analyzed, and based on that, your capacity planning needs to be done. Guys. Infrastructure administrators, okay, ask these questions to manage their infrastructure efficiently and meet the demand of the business. As I told you, the capacity planning, everyone cannot do it properly. And because of the incompetency, whatever current configuration would have been done, that might also be done incorrectly, guys. So here, what is the risk to my current environment? What is the risk to my current environment due to non-ideal cluster configuration? Okay, my cluster configuration is not done correctly, because of which, but because of that, what is the risk to my current environment? Next. What is the impact of bringing down a server, guys? Okay, if I want to bring down a server, what will be the impact? Whether my clusters are balanced properly, whether I have my load balancers properly configured so that I can handle the planned downtime or unplanned downtime. Okay. Also, do I have enough infrastructure resources to meet my future capacity needs. As I told guys, every business wants to grow, right? Every business wants to grow. Every business will have more customers in the future. So whatever infrastructure I'm using, whatever resources I have, are those resources having the correct capacity to meet my future requirements also. So the people who are basically managing the infrastructure, they need to ask these kind of questions and need to find the answer to these questions. All of it clear? Okay, that is very, very important, guys. So what is required, guys? Whenever you are doing a capacity planning, okay, so your capacity planning solution should have these things. The capacity planning solution should have these things. A unified view of the physical and virtual infrastructure layout. You as a infrastructure administrator, you should be able to view the unified layout, guys, of the different components of an infrastructure. It could be physical servers, it could be VMs. Okay, you should be able to see them in a unified view, unified layout, basically. Then you should have a optimization engine for your capacity management, which should be able to forecast and it should be able to forecast the future needs and then model your requirements accordingly. Okay. Different mathematical models can be utilized, different algorithms can be written, so that engine will be able to forecast and let you know the future needs specifically. You should have a platform. You should have a platform to verify or to assess, the infrastructure risks. Okay, whatever risks are associated with the infrastructure, and remediate means find out the solution before the downtime strikes, guys. Downtime is always a problem, right? How many of you know, guys, there is a SLA for availability? What is availability? Who can tell me? With respect to infrastructure. What is availability? Anyone?
The server is up.
Yes. How much time the server is up and running? Now, any idea, guys? What do you think? Any thought on the SLA? What could be the ideal SLA tools? Anyone?
It depends on the application.
SLA will depend on the application. Okay, that's
Mostly
fine.
3 to 5 seconds.
2 to 5 seconds.
It
Availability.
depends on the application. And
99.9% availability.
Very good. This is one correct answer. Yeah, 99.9%, guys. See, because I think what you are saying, that is response time. That is not availability. That is response time for transactions.
yes, okay, sir.
Right? I'm talking about availability. Availability means, as someone rightly mentioned, how the environment, your application should be up and running. Okay. When your application is up and running means the user is able to use it. Now I was asking about the SLA means 99.9% means if you take 1 week, you see here not days, no time, nothing is mentioned. What is mentioned? The percentage. So if you take 1 week, or if you take 1 month, or if you take 1 year, 99.9% of that. So now just imagine, guys, how much time is available for the downtime? 0.1%. 0.1%. Now, if I calculate, if I calculate 0.1% of 1 year, that is 365 days, I think. Does it come to how much is the value, guys? 1% of 365, it comes around 3.6 days, right? Yes or no? All of you agree with me? So in a year, in total, your application can go, can be down for 3.6 days. Means 3.6 days means 72 hours and let's say 6 hours. So around 80 hours, let's say. In total, it should be, means I'm not saying continuously, whatever is the downtime, the cumulative downtime, let's say it should be 80 hours. If your availability is 99.9%, just imagine, guys. Right? So if it goes beyond it, then you are not meeting your SLA. Are you getting me? You're not meeting your SLA. So if we have a platform which can, evaluate the risk of the infrastructure, which is, posed to the enterprise. So before that comes, and if the remediation can be done, so you will not have the downtime. So as a result, you will be able to meet your SL levels. Okay, that is very, very important. What are the best practices, guys? You should not plan once and forget it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. You should always do continuous planning, guys. You should always do continuous planning. Workload scenarios. You should try to create the workload scenarios and see whether your infrastructure is meeting that or not. And when you design these workload scenarios, when you get the data, you should be able to run the analytics on them. You should be able to run the analytics on them. And based on this, you should do the reporting part. You should try to gain the insights into it and the accuracy. So these are some of the best practices which you should follow for capacity planning. Here, everyone. So very, very important with respect to monitoring point of view. Okay. Now for this APM, guys, for this, so Gartner, okay, Gartner is a company which evaluates different products from different domains. Now here we are discussing about APM and observability. So Gartner also evaluates the different APM and observability tools. Okay, based on these pointers, end user experience monitoring. So these are the 5 principles, guys, based on which the Gartner evaluates the APM tools. Okay, end user experience monitoring. So these, when you have these things, they ask you in the interview questions also, guys, do you know what are the 5 principles of Gartner based on which they evaluate the APM tools? Okay, that is why I'm covering this. End user experience monitoring. How the end user is feeling, guys. What is the experience for the end user? So whatever APM tool or observability tool they're going to evaluate, they will first check whether it has the capability to evaluate the end user experience. Everyone. Clear? Then runtime, during the runtime, can the tool, okay, discover the architecture of the application? Can the tool discover the architecture of the application, model it, and display it? Can that be done? Or is that application doing? User-defined transaction profiling. So based on the transactions conducted by the user, based on the transactions performed by the user, the profiling will be done. And as a result, they will be able to know the details about the transactions conducted by the users. Component deep dive monitoring in application context. So the application will have different components, database, services, right? So monitoring those components also is very, very critical, guys, whether the APM tool is able to do that or not. And then analytics, how the reports are generated in the tool, how it is producing the data. Okay. So these, based on these 5 principles, partner evaluates the APM tools. Okay, it evaluates the APM tools, and by evaluating the APM tools, what it does is it publishes a magic quadrant list. You can go and search on the internet also. Partner evaluates the APM tools and produces a magic quadrant. Okay. The Magic Quadrant is basically a series of market research reports published by IT consulting firm Gartner, and it has basically, it reads, it goes through the data, it analyzes those data, and it publishes that. They will do it on a specific time interval. Okay, they will. Their analysis are conducted for several specific technology industries. Now here we are discussing about APM, right? So I told you for different industry, for different technologies, they do that evaluation, and they are updated every 1-2 years, guys. Once an updated report has been published, whenever there is a new report published, your previous report becomes retired. Okay, the previous report becomes retired. So how does Gartner rate them, guys? Basically, completeness of the vision. So every company will have a vision, right? Every product will have a vision. So whatever vision they have in its current version, how much complete that vision is. Okay, how much complete that vision is, and whether it is able to execute it, whatever features, whatever functionalities have been implemented, or whatever vision they have, whether they are able to execute it, guys. So based on that, it basically publishes the Magic Quadrant. Okay. And now we will see the magic. Is this figure visible to all of you? So here you see there are 4 quadrant pins. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? This is a quadrant. As I told you, completeness of vision, ability to execute. This is June 2025, guys. June 2025 report. Okay. So here all of you see, this is my Magic Quadrant for observability platforms. Are you getting me? Challengers. Sorry, I made a mistake here. This will be 1 actually. Then this is 2. This is 3. This is, because this will be my 0, right? It means here it is less for both. Ability to execute, completeness of vision. This is niche players. Okay, so their completeness of vision and ability to execute is the lowest. So here there are some platforms: SolarWinds, PMs, Helix, Sumo Logic. Then in the challengers, guys, you see Amazon Web Services, Logic Monitor, Microsoft, and Oracle. Here they have the ability, higher ability to execute, but their vision is not yet complete. Then Epica, Science Logic, Honeycomb, the complete vision is there. Vision is complete, but the ability to execute is low. So they are called as visionaries. Visionary, okay. And then you see, guys, in the 4th quadrant, we have the market leaders. And here you will be able to see some of the good monitoring tools or APM tools. Splunk, IBM, Elastic, right? New Relic, Grafana Labs. And here you see, guys, 2 names at the top. Dynatrace, and Datadog. And we are going to learn Datadog. Okay, we are going to learn. So Datadog is a leader. So please remember this. If anyone asks you the magic quadrant of partner, where is Datadog placed? In the leader quadrant. Okay, in the leaders. Clear, everyone? This is the
Sorry,
latest
what
report.
about AppDynamics?
Sorry.
There is a one monitoring tool also,
Yeah,
AppDynamics.
AppDynamics. Yes. Or should they have missed that? I believe. Okay, but this I have taken from their website only, Gartner website. So this is basically June 2025 data. Okay. Okay. So then, so AppDynamics would also be in the leaders only, guys. Okay, it is also a very good tool. So based on like Datadog, Dynatrace, and AppDynamics, these three tools, they are rated very highly in the market. The Dynatrace is obviously market leading, but Datadog is also slowly catching up. This Datadog is also growing. Okay. So the different APM vendors, guys, Dynatrace, AppDynamics, New Relic, Microsoft, Splunk, Datadog, IBM. So these all are our commercial ones. These all are our commercial. Okay, commercial ones. And we have the open source also. Okay, so out of this list, we are going to learn Datadog, right? As part of this training. Okay. Then we also have the open source ones, guys. We have the open source ones. You all would have heard Graphite, Prometheus, right? Elastic, Yager, and I haven't worked on this. I don't know since I haven't worked with them. So Grafana is also open source, right? Grafana Labs. But again, these all, they need data from your applications, and based on that only you can give the database and the queries, you give the dashboards, right? These all are APM open source, and these ones are the commercial ones. Here, all of you. Okay. So we have learned few things about the enterprise IT monitoring today, and about the Gartner principles, and then we have seen where does Datadog stand. So with this, we will stop the session for today, and then we will start with Datadog in the next session. Clear, all of you? Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, just
Any
out
question?
of context, Chandra, just I have a one because there is lots of definition is there in everywhere. So just can you take some example and just give me the best answer? What is concurrent and simultaneous user with the example?
Concurrent and simultaneous. Concurrent means, let's say there are, there is one transaction. Let's say flight booking application. Okay, flight booking application. If I say 10 concurrent users, okay, 10 concurrent users are using the application to book the flight. What happens in that case is, all the users are using their application to book their flight. But you cannot say each one of them is doing the same transaction at the same time.
So that is different user or same user?
No, different user.
Okay.
Different user. They all are 10 different users are there. Let me share my screen. Is the screen visible? I hope it should be. So I hope my screen is visible, all of you, right? Let's
Yes.
say user 1, 2, 3, okay, or 5 users, let's say we take, okay, example. And there is a flight booking application. So flight booking operation is the flight. Now guys, in flight booking, there can be different transactions or not. Launching the application, logging into the application, searching for your flights, means entering the source, destination, number of passengers, and then you search for the flights, select the flight, then book the flight. Yes or no? Check your booking details, and then log out. When I say concurrent users, it means all the 5 users, they're different, okay? They're different users. All the 5 users are using the application. Let's say it is time X, whatever time you say. At time X, all the 5 users are using the application. They are loaded on the application or they are connected to the application. But not necessarily they all are doing the same transaction at the same time. Means someone could be searching a flight, right? Someone could be searching a flight, someone could be selecting a flight. Okay. And someone could be booking a flight. Another one could also be searching. Or let's say someone is viewing. Okay. All the 5 users are using the application, but they all might not be doing the same transaction at the same time. But we have the load, user load of 5 users. That is concurrent. Simultaneous means all the 5 users again, 5 different users are using the application, but all of them are doing the same transaction at the same time. All of them are doing the same transaction at the same time. All of them are logging in at the same time. All of them are searching for the flight at the same time. All of them are booking the flight at the same time. But in performance testing, we use the term concurrent. Why? Because in performance testing, our objective is to mimic production behavior. Now, in production, do you think all the users using the application, do they do the same transactions at the same point of time?
No.
No, right? That is why we call it as concurrent users.
So means simultaneous and concurrent both are different users.
Those are different users. It is not with respect to the users. No, what did I say? Concurrent means the users, all the users are there on the application, but they might not be doing the same transaction at the same time. But the load is there on the application of 5 users, for example. In simultaneous also, 5 users are loaded on the system. The load is there of the 5 users. Yes or no? But they all are also doing the same transaction at the same time also.
Mhm. Yep.
Understood or not? So it is not
Yes,
with
sir.
respect to users. No, it is with respect to at any point of time, if all of them are doing the same transaction, that is simultaneous. But at any point of time, if all of the users are logged into the application, but they are doing different transactions at the same time, that is concurrent. And realistically, if we see, concurrent behavior is more real, right? Because in production, as I told you, all of them are not going to do the same transaction at the same time. Did I answer the query?
Yes, thank you so much.
Anything else? Okay, so I think we'll stop the session for today. Thank you for joining. Have a good one. Bye for now.
Thank you.